Okay, so let's talk about Brooke Shields and her vagina. Look, I don't know how to transition that, but apparently, speaking of memoirs, Brooke Shields has a memoir coming out, and in said memoir, she said in her traumatic experience, because she told Us Weekly that a medical professional gave her a vaginal rejuvenation procedure without her knowledge and consent. So, in a new interview with Us Weekly, the model actress detailed a story shared in her new memoir, Brooke Shields is Not Allowed to Get Old, Thoughts on Aging as a Woman, in which she revealed that she underwent an unwanted and unneeded, but she had to make sure to let y'all know her pussy is tight. She was like, I ain't need no vaginal rejuvenation procedure. Now, in a conversation with the outlet, Shields, who's now 59, she looks good, said it all went down in her 40s when her gynecologist questioned Shields about the length of her labia and it had ever caused discomfort. After determining that it had, the doctor told Shields a surgical reduction was possible. Of course, it's not covered by insurance because it's considered cosmetic, which is very interesting. The last time I did check, I did not want to be a porn star. This is what she quipped to us, sharing that she had heard about porn stars doing this for aesthetic reasons. Well, yeah, when you get a lot of that wear and tear, and child, you got more penises up in your cootie cat, and some of you queens out there that be getting your bussy situated. Shout out to Porphy because I saw a video on Instagram. Sidebar, he put it out there. He said he got to get surgery back there because a lot of times when and he be taking it well, but sometimes when y'all be back there and they be having these big ginormous meat popsicles like and y'all be doing that yardie style type pounding on the bussy, then it causes a lot of wear and tear. When sometimes y'all need to be put, they giving Botox injections in your booty hole and in the cootie cat. So sometimes you got to keep it right and tight. But in this situation, it looked like she was trying to, sometimes the one thing I hate about these cosmetic people, and I did say down the road, if I need it, I would get the Botox. But it seemed like in a lot of these situations, a lot of these doctors be trying to get a little extra something out of you. So they'll be like, yeah, you need this and you need it. And it's like, I don't need this. Y'all be out here recommending these unwanted procedures. So Shield decided to go through with the procedure, what was met with a shocking discovery during a post-op checkup with her male Beverly Hills plastic surgeon. Saying he informed me that he threw in a little bonus, she told us, explaining that aside from her reduction, which was the procedure she had consented to, she received a rejuvenation or vaginal tightening procedure. She said it felt like such an invasion, such a bizarre, like R word of some kind, she recalled. Remembering the doctor being legitimately proud about his work, Shields said he casually explained to her that he threw in a little twofer. Telling us she was dumbfounded by this revelation, she was taken aback. Nothing pointed towards this need to be tighter or smaller or firmer or younger, especially there, she said, noting that both she and the gynecologist were enraged. Now, while she's opening about her, I'm like, child, I am gagging over this. I'm like, they gave you the pussy of a 12-year-old. And she's like, I don't need my coochie that damn tight. Like, my husband need to get up. I don't know if she married, but I'm like, yeah, he got to get his penis in. And one thing I will say is somebody who likes to insert my meat in things, you know, during the homosexual rendezvous, I do not like having to shove my meat in nobody's stuff. You need to be a little loose. Let loose. I said let her loose. Shout out to Lucy LaDuca, who I saw was having a little beef with oh my god, the last season's winner from Drag Race. See, look, I can't remember that bitch name, but you gotta. I don't want it to be too. I'm not saying it need to be wider than the Holland Tunnel, but just need to be a little loose so that I can get up in there. I don't want to have to feel like my peen is gonna break. I had one dude that was into that wanted me to like literally. He was into me shoving it in, and I'm like, child, if I break my dick, I'm gonna knock you out. Anyway, let's get back to this. So they said while she's opening up about the traumatic experience now, Shields said she did not want to need this. She did not want or need this irreversible procedure, and did not want to talk about it after it happened either. Feeling both shame and anger, Shields said that she even kept it a secret from her husband, Chris Henchy, for the longest time. Well, he didn't notice a difference. Or in this situation, is it like God just think, well, a pussy's a pussy? Like, like how some of us a hole's a hole, or a hole's a goal, or any hole is a goal. So they said Shields opted against taking any action following the incident, legal or otherwise. She said, I thought I don't want anybody else telling me what I have to do. Now, while in her book, Shields apologized to readers who may find this story TMI. She's hopeful that by sharing this intimate information, the world can begin to change the way women's health is talked about. Saying, I'd be lying if I said I'm not embarrassed to share this very intimate information. But if we are to change the way we approach and talk about women's health, then we need to bring up these uncomfortable and very real issues. Shame is no longer an option. Well, look, you already know they're going to take an excerpt from this book, and she's probably going to be on every damn talk show, The View, and all of them talking about this. But I do agree with her on that. It's like, yeah, it is a case of TMI. I do agree with that part. But I do feel like that this is a conversation that needs to be had because, you know, the it just seems to be like, especially in this country, especially when we talk about reproductive rights, excuse me, and how when a lot of that comes up in politics and people try to deny affirming care to, women in regards of, them thinking that Planned Parenthood is all about abortions and stuff when it's not. There's a lot of different sorts of healthcare that women get when they go to Planned Parenthood, that it just feels like there's a lack of education when it comes to women's bodies. And people need to understand, it's like, yeah, why are you giving me a vaginal rejuvenation when I'm in my 40s? Like, my pussy is right and tight. It don't need no extra situation done between me down there. And here you go trying to assert your stuff, probably because you want a little extra something, something, and that you're going to bill me. I wonder if he did bill her a little something extra. Because if he said if he threw in a twofer, bitch, you better not have me pay for it. Because ain't no way in hell I'm paying for something I didn't ask for. I will take this to my attorneys and your ass will get sued. Because I was like, where on the paperwork did it say I wanted this work done? So I totally understand why she brought up what she brought up. And I'm not mad at her over bringing this up and talking about this, because I feel like, you know what, there needs to be, I feel like, especially in America, we really need to open up the conversation about sex and the anatomy and just about bodies, period. Because you'd be surprised how much people don't even know about, men and, women, how much men don't know about women's bodies and that sort of thing. I'm like, how you heterosexual, you stick your dick in a woman, but you don't know nothing about no coochie. You don't. But I'm a homosexual who has slept with women in the past, but knows about the women anatomy. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this? And, Brooke Shields stepping her pussy in this story. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.